Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars, the Black Series, the Bad Batch, Crosshair in his Clone Force 99 getup, and this is the reissue. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have on the top a hook, some tape, a nice little window to let some light in from the top. On the front, Star Wars, the Black Series, and then we have a nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories, or at least most of the figure. And then Star Wars, the Bad Batch, Crosshair. And then there are the assortment numbers. Warning, don't stick things in your pile hole that do not belong there. 4 and up. Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, nothing up here till you get down here, and then there's a stripe. This stripe from the front where it says Star Wars The Bad Batch carries around to this side at an upwards angle, and then also around the back as well. Star Wars The Black Series there at the very bottom. On this side, we have some nice artwork of Crosshair. And then on the back here, Star Wars The Black Series, and that same artwork of Crosshair. And let's see what it says about him. Crosshair, the Bad Batch, technically known as Clone Force 99, is the result of Kaminoan experiments to create a specialist unit of clone commandos. Crosshair is the team sniper, whose sharp vision gives him superior accuracy and, as a result, an air of superiority. And I hope you like my Clone Wars narrator voice there. And here we have it in some other languages that I do not read. He's O2 in Star Wars The Bad Batch, and this is, of course, the reissue of this figure. Attention, especially don't stick things in your French pie hole. Includes figure and 4 accessories. Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Do not give it to babies. Small, fine, legalese, made in China print, Disney print, and Hasbro print. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to help us take a look at these smaller accessories, maybe some of the bigger ones. So here we have his blaster pistol, which come with a lot of clones. Nice molded detail, all molded in black plastic, it looks like. And then here we have his backpack, and it has some nice details on it as well. So, along with a paint app right here, and then it's got some little control pieces and stuff. A fat T shaped post, I guess you could call it. And then it's got a handle here. So, you know, nothing new really, because this is a reissue of this figure. So here we have his helmet, and it's got some nice molded detail in it as well, along with paint apps. The visor around this part, I think it's molded in this color. And we've got a stripe, and we have a paint app right here on the sight, and it is movable, rotatable. Doesn't go 360 degrees, although if, you know, the viewfinder piece wasn't in the way, it would. So it's posted in right there, and you can see it on the inside there. So there's that. Last up, we have his primary weapon, which is a sniper rifle, because he is a sniper. And as you can see, it comes in 2 bits, and this is basically for storage when he's not on mission. You can see where it pegs in right here, and it's got a square piece down here at the bottom, down here as well. And it's kind of, there's a middle piece in there, but it's kind of sunk down in there. So nice molded details on these, although they are a little plain. But I think that's mainly due to it coming from the animation, and then they try to do that where they give it a semi-realistic look. So this is how the rifle stores. Well, at least one of the 2 ways it can store. You can store it, you know, that goes in the slot, and then this pegs in right here, and I'm sure it probably goes up this way. So when it's not in use, he's not in a battle or expecting to do battle, you know, he can store it like this. And this is, you know, you just put the post in the hole and make sure it gets all the way in there and that everything's lined up. And then I think on the show, if I remember correctly, and I could be not remembering correctly, you know, when he's on mission, if he's not holding it, he does have it in the backpack like this. So there's the accessories. Let's take a look at the figure himself. And, you know, he's got that nice paint app there, the crosshair on over his eye. Looks like printing, facial printing technology for the eyes, and maybe some deco on the face. And that includes this crosshair piece. And then it looks like some paint for the hair. And then on the body, we've got this piece as an overlay. It is connected to the belt, so that does hinder up some stuff, and we'll talk about that later on. The shoulder pauldrons are on a strap which go down. They're pinned in with the arm pegs, and they do move around with the arms, and we'll get into that. And then here he has the Clone Force 99 symbol right there. Nice little paint app here. I think this is the paint app on the chest. Yeah, that makes more sense. And it's got some paint apps on here too. This piece, which I don't know what it is, I'm sure it's some kind of sensor that gives him wind speeds and precipitation and, you know, stuff like that. And then Clone Force 99 logo over here on this side too, with the skull. Nice paint app on the belt here and on the bandolier. Not so much on the back, not much going on here. You can see this is reused from Hunter, or maybe, you know, I'm going to say it's Hunter. And, you know, that's where his knife case, Hunter's knife case, would plug in if he had one. But he has a holster for his pistol, whereas Hunter does not. Also, he doesn't have a knife, so it looks like the majority of this is molded in the correct colors. He's got this paint app stripe going down the shin armor, and that really looks about like it. So let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that high, he can look down that far. He's got plenty of chicken neck. The neck is on a dumbbell at the top and a ball at the bottom, I believe. So that also gives him plenty of waggle. Starts at the neck there, but at the head too, he's got some waggle in there too. He can do the full exorcist at the shoulders. 360 degrees worth of rotation. You saw this piece moved around with that. And he can raise his arm up that high. This gets out of the way nicely. And single hinge and swivel at the elbow. Swivels around 360 degrees. And gives you a good bit more than 90 degrees worth of bend. 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist. This one is on an in and out hinge. This one is on an up and down hinge. There's a cut here in the mid-torso where the upper torso meets the lower torso, I guess. And that gives him all kinds of hula. Because of this overlay, he can only twist that far, that way, and that far, that way. So, a little disappointing, but not unexpected. At the hips, he can give you that much of the splits. He can kick forward, not even close to 90 degrees, really. And then backwards, a quarter of a step, maybe. And then where the leg inserts into the armor here, he does have a thigh swivel there. It won't go all the way around. I'm sure you could probably maneuver it so that it would, but there's really no need to. Single hinge and swivel at the knee, swivels around 360 degrees, and it gives you a little bit better than 90 degrees worth of bend. Then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. Now, as far as accessory storage goes, the pistol will go right into his holster there. The helmet, although it is a little bit of an issue to get it on there straight and good and all that, you know. The helmet does fit over his head, and it fits fairly well, and it's tight. You don't have to worry about it popping off or anything like that. You might see his chin sticking out where it shouldn't be sometimes. And then on his back, you see the fat T-shaped port. Line it up with the fat T-shape on the backpack, and of course the rifle is still in there. And there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the reissue of Star Wars The Black Series, The Bad Batch Crosshair, with the Black Series Imperial version of Crosshair, and then the Black Series version of the rest of Clone Force 99, Hunter, Tech, Echo, and Wrecker. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the reissue of the Star Wars The Black Series, The Bad Batch, Crosshair in his Clone Force 99 colors, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the reissue of Star Wars The Black Series, The Bad Batch, Crosshair in his Clone Force 99 armor, I have to say, for me, this one has been a long time coming, you know, waiting on this reissue forever and ever and ever and ever. I waited on the original release for a very, very long time, and it got canceled. And so when this came back up for pre-order, I jumped right on it because I didn't want to miss out on it, because I do want to have that original look of entire Clone Force 99 in their, you know, Republic colors. And as far as the figure itself goes, I think the helmet between this one and the Imperial version is different, and maybe some of the overlays are changed, but other than that, it's the same figure, which is fine. It makes sense for the character. I like the sculpt of this. I like the colors of it. I like that it does match the rest of my Clone Force 99 or Bad Batch, you know, whatever you want to call it. Now, I did skip the mercenary look for them. Number one, they were very hard to get. And I didn't know that I really needed that version of the Bad Batch. My thinking has changed a little bit. I would have liked to have gotten that one. But with it being a Walmart exclusive and secondary prices, even primary pricing being what it is now on those, if you can find them, is a little bit steep. So I guess I'll just stick with Mercenary Omega, which is the only Season 2 version of the character that I do have. Now, as far as this one goes, again, I like the sculpt. I like that it matches up. And, you know, there's not a lot to not like about this. Now, the little open port on the back of his left arm, where it was reused from Hunter, where Hunter's knife pegged and glued in his knife sheath, vibro blade sheath. You know, that's on here. I would have liked, you know, just a gap filler in there. It would have been cool, Hasbro. But alas, was not to be so. I like the fact that the gun does pull apart and it stores in the backpack. I like when it's put together, it stores in the backpack. And, you know, the deco on the face, I think is really good. It's really crisp, just like the Imperial version of the figure. And I'm glad to finally have my Clone Force 99 complete. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.